Well, hello and welcome back once more, all my vintage dirt bike loving YouTubers, and thanks again for tuning in to my classic dirt bike YouTube channel. Now in our next short video we're going to take a brief look at what is a quite rare Italian Evolution machine from the late 1980s. So let's just check out this 1989 Cagiva 250 WMX Evolution motocrosser. Now of course Cagiva started making motorcycles around 1978, and the actual name Cagiva is taken from the founder's name Giovanni Castiglione and the manufacturer's founding location, which was in Varese, so hence the title Castiglione Giovanni Varese. And so I hope my Italian is up to speed with that interpretation. But nevertheless, these are very, very quick bikes from 1989. And these are just a selection of video clips I captured of this bike at a Scottish Twinshock and Evolution event in Powmill in Scotland in, I think it was around 2017. Now I was quickly drawn to this bike because it was quite a rare machine, and certainly one that I've never seen on my paddock travels. It was such a very nice looking machine, so managed to grab these video clips. Now these 89 Cagiva 250s had a water-cooled two-stroke motor with a CTS power valve. Now if I remember correctly, the carburetor was a 37mm Dell'Orto on these particular bikes, and the ignition was an electronic CDI Motoplat affair. But very quick little bikes these, and very fast when you get the right rider on board one of these 250 Cagivas. A plastic airbox of course to feed that 37mm Dell'Orto carburetor with its fuel. Reed valve induction of course on this bike. The engine also had a 6-speed gearbox, which was more than adequate for the type of speeds that this little bike would be doing on a motocross track. Now this particular rider's bike still has the original white power front forks on his bike. These would be fitted as standard on these 250 Cagivas. White power forks on the front, which gave you about 11.8 inches of travel, if I can remember back in the day. Now the rear suspension also was a white power monoshock system, and that gave you about 12 inches of travel on the rear end. Now these 250 Cagivas were fitted with very high quality Brembo disc brakes, front and rear, and of course many of the other Japanese manufacturers were also using disc brakes on their Evolution bikes at this time. Now as you can see, the single white power monoshock suspension as fitted as standard to these 250 Cagivas. There's a very fine example of this 1989 bike, and although these bikes are quite rare, this machine appears to have all the correct parts on it from 1989, although it does look to me like the front and rear wheels have been changed at some point, as these are now XL rims on this particular bike. But other than that, it appears to have every other part as per 1989. Now once again, of course, a plastic fuel tank on these Cagiva bikes, which normally held just over 2 gallons of fuel, which was more than enough for most racing motos. But a very rare and fine example of this 89 250 Cagiva, as I mentioned earlier, appears to have all the proper parts on the bike that were fitted in 1989, apart from the wheels, which to me look like they've been changed, but nevertheless absolutely beautiful little Evolution machine. Now, I did try to get the owner to fire the bike up on the day, but these video clips were taken early in the morning and there was still a bike startup curfew going on in the morning, so we were unable to hear the bike running at that point. But I did watch the bike perform on the track during the rest of the day, and this was a very quick little motorcycle indeed. But it's still good to see these bikes getting used on the track, and as I mentioned, this is the first time I'd actually come across one of these lovely bikes in the flesh, so to speak. Now we have a quick picture there of the rider who enjoyed himself that day riding this fantastic machine at the Scottish Twinshock race event. So once again, thanks for watching my YouTube channel. Look out for more of these classic bikes coming soon. This video was brought to you in association with Worldsport, the world's #1 supplier for all your off-road and leisure sportswear. Just visit their online website or give them a call for more details.